The #1 way to make your home look expensive? Get drunk. Because when you're drunk, everything looks better. Hey. Don't judge me. Don't judge me. It's been a long day. Don't judge me. Hi babes! Thank you so much for clicking to watch this video. If you are new here, my name is Sandy and I'm an interior designer. On this channel, we talk about pursuing a career in interior design and I give you home decor tips. Today's video is on the home decor side because I'm talking about how to make your home look expensive, honey. Expensive. Stay tuned! The first way to make your home look really curated and really luxe is to incorporate symmetry. Woo! This is so important and it's such a good trick. If you incorporate symmetry, like having both lamps match on the nightstand or having 2 art pieces that are symmetrical, those kinds of things, they convey intention. And having intention in your space makes it look like you paid attention to each detail. So it's so simple to incorporate symmetry. Mirrors on either side of the nightstand, making sure the nightstands match, making sure different things match. And even if things aren't symmetrical necessarily in specific art, they could also be symmetrical in weight. So technically you could not have both things on the same side of a bed, but it feels weighty. You know what I'm saying? Like if you have like a small gallery wall on one side of the bed and then you have a floor lamp on one side of the bed as opposed instead of a nightstand, those 2 things might balance themselves out visually even though they're not identical. So symmetry is a great way to let someone know that you pay attention, that your home is super luxe. The second way to make your home look expensive is really large art. Large art, like I'm talking big. Large art, one of the reasons it looks so luxe is because it's expensive. It's very expensive to get very large pieces, like pieces that take up a whole wall, or if you did like a triptych, which is 3 pieces of art on a wall. Those are pretty long pieces that are going to make such a big impact. It's just like, pow. Lots of small pieces, like a gallery wall, sometimes don't look as luxe because they're just smaller. I don't know why it is, but you guys, it's just what happens. When you see like a really big, giant, impactful piece of art over a bed or over a sofa, as opposed to having smaller pieces, it just doesn't look the same or give you the same feeling, you know? So having a large piece of art as opposed to small pieces definitely gives off a more luxe look. If you are concerned about the cost, because they definitely are more expensive, consider making your own art, going to a place like Michael's and getting giant canvases that aren't as much and kind of just painting and having fun. That way it's also more personal to you. Consider having larger furniture instead of small apartment furniture. And this is definitely for my people who live in small apartments or studios. If your place is like 300 square feet or you know, you're living in a shoebox, I know you may want to get small furniture, right? So instead of a full-on love seat, you'll want to get like an apartment sofa or something like that. I actually advise you to not do that because what it does is it dwarfs the space and it calls attention to the fact that the space is smaller. Getting full-size furniture definitely makes the space feel a little bit more upscale than getting smaller pieces. Make sure all your surfaces complement each other. So what I mean by this is that I had a client tell me that she had moved into a new house and she was like, oh, you know, I just want to put all the furniture in. I don't really want to paint yet. This is a mistake. And I tried to advise her in the direction of, hey, maybe you want to paint now. Because what happens is that you get all your stuff in, say your walls are like a beige or a grayish or something that's like super neutral, and it just kind of is like ugh and dull and not really your personality or your style. You'll put all your furniture in and then you'll just forget, or you just won't want to deal with the hassle of moving everything out and taking everything down just to repaint. And what happens is the space is gonna look totally freaking different, I promise you, from if you paint it to if you don't paint it. And paint is one of the biggest ways to change your space and cheapest too. It's very low cost to just buy a gallon of paint and change up the space. If you just leave everything up, on a grayish wall and you want an eclectic look and your style doesn't go with that grayish wall, it's gonna look so different. The vibe is gonna be so freaking off, I promise you. It's definitely gonna look more intentional and more luxe if you make sure that all your surfaces complement each other. If I am painting the walls a certain color, what does the rug look like? What do the countertops look like? What does the coffee table look like? Surfaces and finishes have sometimes a bigger impact on your space than all the little pieces. So if you hate your countertops and you hate your walls and you hate your flooring and everything, but then you just put in furniture that you like, it's not gonna look the same. It's not gonna look the same as if you took the time to attend to the walls and the surfaces of furniture and the surfaces of a countertop or those kinds of things. So please make sure that all of your different surfaces complement each other, because that's gonna look way more intentional and much more luxe. Add architectural detailing. This is a big one. It's so small, but when I tell you it makes a huge difference, it really, really does. So you can do architectural detailing, especially if you live in a rental, like adding molding to the wall. If you don't live in a rental, amazing, because you can just do the molding for real, whether that be board and batten. You can do panel molding that's kind of Parisian. You can do just any other cool wood detail. Or if you do live in a rental, there are peel and stick options. So I actually put peel and stick molding in my living room. I have a video about how I did that, and I'll link that in the cards up top. But you can also do, I believe it's called luxe architectural. If I might have that wrong, I'll put it on the screen, I'll link it in the description if I'm wrong. But they have like molding, kind of like that same Parisian paneling that you can have for your walls. If you want that, if it's peel and stick, you can put it in your rental, take it off, you can put it on your doors, on your closet. It just adds so much more interest. Oh my God, the texture is awesome when you add some architectural detailing to your space. White sheets. I love white sheets. My bed is all white right now. They just give off a different vibe. Gray sheets, black sheets, pink sheets, purple sheets, whatever, they're not the freaking same. And sometimes people are so scared of white sheets, like, what if I get it dirty? What if I this? What if I that? They're the easiest to clean. You just bleach it, you guys. People will have like spray tan in their sheets. I sometimes will get like hair oil in my sheets from my hair, and it's just so much easier to clean, I feel like, than colored sheets. White sheets give off that hotel vibe, that I'm staying somewhere else, that I'm not even home kind of vibe. If you're worried about your bed looking potentially boring, having it be all white, then I definitely encourage you to play up the texture, having different shams, different Euro pillows, different pillowcases, different texture in your blankets and your duvet cover. Those kinds of things are going to give the bed a little bit more contrast, make it a little bit more dynamic. Layering your bedding. Okay, so I talked to you guys just now about white sheets and how if you're bored with your white sheets, if you're worried about looking too plain, too same, then you can definitely layer up on the sheets and on your bedding to give it more interest, make it more dynamic. On my bed, I have a coverlet, which is basically a heavy blanket. For those of you who don't know what a coverlet is, I have a duvet cover, I have shams, pillowcases, I have Euros. Euros are those big square pillows for anyone who doesn't know. And then I have some additional throw pillows. All those different layers, even though they're all white in the same color, kind of give it that texture and give it some more oomph. There's different like heights of things. It just looks more dynamic. So don't just like throw your comforter or your duvet over your bed and then slap your pillows on top. That does not look as luxe as it can look when you just add a few more layers to it. Upgrade your hardware. Woo! This one's a huge one. It's really simple, but when I tell you it makes all the world of difference, it really, really does. You can get cool hardware from Amazon, from Etsy. Those are my great places to start. Or you can go to like Home Depot or wherever else. Just change out your builder's grade hardware on your closet doors, your cabinets, in your bathroom, your faucets, everything. You can just change that out. Even if you live in a rental, you can just put it under the sink or under your bed and then change it back when you leave. Hardware makes a huge difference. And don't let the hardware stop at just pulls on your drawer or your cabinets. You can change out your light plates, the switches that you turn your lights on and off on. You can change out your plugs. Those are all different ways to give it a more intentional feel and a more luxurious feel. Use curtains instead of blinds. You will not regret this, I promise. I recently switched my living room from those vertical blinds to some curtains, and they're just curtains I got from IKEA, but the space feels like dreamy. It's such a vibe. It's a vibe. It's a vibe. It's a vibe. Change out your lights. This one, huge. Huge, huge, huge. I would put this one almost, everything I talked about, this makes one of the biggest differences. If you take your lights and you change them into warmer lights and not so like bright daylight lights, like for example, I am filming with daylight lights. This kind of light isn't exactly what you want in your bedroom. It doesn't like make you feel cozy, you know? So you might want to switch out your lights into something cozier, and not just switching out the lights in light temperature. You want to switch out the lights as far as light fixtures. You can switch out your bathroom light fixture, your ceiling light fixture, and that's renter friendly because you can just take the light off, put it under the bed, put it in the garage, put it wherever, and then when you're leaving, you can put the light back on. But if you change the actual light fixture in your space, when I tell you, it's a wrap on how luxe your space is gonna look. It's gonna look so good, I promise. This is not a tip to be ignored. Give your place a signature scent. Woo! This one, seriously, give your place a signature scent. Don't just burn candles, like all the different candles that you like. That's fine from time to time, but when I tell you, it's like such a luxe thing to have a scent remind someone of you or your home. That is beyond. Because think about like when you go to a hotel or a particular store, they'll have like the same candle burning or the same scent, the same diffuser, whatever it is, so that you associate that smell with that place. Smells are strong. They recall memories. Like think about like apple pie or the smells that make you feel like you're at home, the smell of your childhood home, your own home, the smell of like how your boyfriend smells, how your girlfriend smells, anybody. Think about that, and that brings you right back to them. That's how you want someone to feel about your space. So if they smell something similar out and about, they're gonna be like, oh my God, I smell this and it made me think of you. Having a scent that you love in your home, burn that freaking everywhere. Hide your cords. Cords are not a good look, never. If you can mount your TV in a way where the cord runs into the wall, that's a great way to do it. If you can get those cord covers that run along the side of the wall, that's also a great way to do it. Okay, closed storage looks way more luxe than open storage. It's different if you have like maybe open shelving in your kitchen a little bit and you have like a small nook of that. Having open storage just sometimes looks a little cluttered. And it's also harder to keep neat. When you have closed storage, you can just like shove everything in there and like close the cabinets and be like, my home, it's great, it's perfect. And no one needs to know where you hide your mess. Proportionally sized area rugs. Rugs make your space look so good. They add this extra texture when you're walking on them. Your feet are like so happy because texture definitely makes our feet happy. When you're getting a rug, make sure it is appropriately sized for the space, because what ends up happening is if you get an area rug and it's too small, it'll make your space look cheap. So you'd rather go no area rug than too small an area rug, because that's not gonna be a good look. Trust me, it's horrifying. Tip number 15 is to clean. This is free, okay? It is a tip that anyone can do literally right now. A cleaner space is a better space. It just looks immediately better, like tenfold. When your space is dirty and there are dishes everywhere and the throw pillows are on the floor and the throw blanket is all jumbled up, that doesn't look good. You want to make sure that everything is neat, tidy, dusted, clean up, vacuum, wipe the mirror, everything that you need to do to make it look nice and clean. When you look at magazines and you're going into stores, the store isn't dirty, the magazine doesn't have rooms that are dirty. So why would you want that in your space? That's definitely not gonna look luxe. So a free tip is just to clean up your space. Adding any type of greenery to your space definitely livens it up and makes it step up, you know, above a space that doesn't have any greenery. Greenery could be flowers, it could be like hydrangea are always like a great way to go. Roses, tulips, peonies, whatever you want. You can also do dried branches. This is a trend I'm seeing a lot of. So they're just like regular branches that don't have like any leaves on them, but they kind of give off this, I don't know, like wintry, dead of winter feel, kind of. But they're luxe. They feel kind of on purpose, intentional. Choppable pillows. These are great. And I was so intentional about these when I was shopping for throw pillows for my living room. Having a pillow that you can just chop right there in the middle. Oh, that's the best. I love doing that. And you know that your pillow is choppable when you make a crease in the middle of it and it stays like that. If it bounces right back, then that is not the pillow for you. You definitely want to look at pillows that you can actually really chop and make a crease in the middle. That's going to look way better than other pillows that have maybe an alternative down fill or some kind of squishy polyester fill that just isn't really the vibe of what you want. Switch out your bottles and dispensers. Oh my gosh, this makes a huge freaking difference. I haven't done it quite yet, but I have seen it done in other spaces and been like, wow, that looks totally different. In one of my videos about like beautiful alternatives, where I talk about things that you should buy instead of things that you have that'll make your space look a little bit more, you know, updated, is switching out the bottles of like soap, your shampoo, your conditioner. When you have like a gorgeous bathroom and there's just like this hot pink bottle or this blue, aqua blue bottle, it's distracting. Dimmers. In my Amazon favorites video, I'll link that here for you guys. I talk about these dimmers I got for my living room, and when I tell you I'm living the life of luxury, I love my dimmers. They might be my favorite purchase, and they're one of the cheapest things I've ever bought. I think they're like 13 bucks or something. I'll link it down below for you guys. But the dimmers really amp up the vibe of your space. Like lighting, I don't think you guys understand. Lighting is everything. Lighting from the way a bank is lit, from the way a nightclub is lit, to the way a library is lit, to the way the shopping mall is lit, make you feel different. Lighting makes us feel safe or happy or scared or sad, or like, it really is true. So when you're able to control the light in your space, that really has a huge impact on the mood. Especially if you're like entertaining and you don't want lights to be too bright, but just like a little dim, so that to create the mingle vibe, you know? Dimmers are definitely the way to go. Last but definitely not least is to use mirrors. Do not ignore the impact of mirrors on your space. Don't underestimate them, all right? Mirrors came to win, okay? She came to play. If you have mirrors in your space and helping reflect that light, it'll make a space feel so much bigger and grander than it actually is, that it'll fool everybody, okay? You're fooling everybody out here. In my living room, for example, I didn't have a mirror before above our sofa, and we don't get a lot of light in that space, but once I put a mirror up, the space felt, I swear, like twice as freaking big. Especially if you have like a small bedroom and you put 2 mirrors on the sides of the nightstands. Oh, I always love that look. It's always a good staple. I'm really a huge fan of it. It just helps reflect light, helps the space feel bigger, and also a million places to check yourself out. You look cute, girl. Don't you want to see? Don't you want to see? And that concludes today's video, everyone. Thank you so much for watching. If you liked everything you found here and you thought it was valuable, please make sure to give it a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button below, all right? Beyonce said if you like it, put a ring on it. I say if you like it, subscribe. That's what this ring is. It's a subscription to myself. That's really what it is. If you like it, then you should have subscribed to it. Subscribe to it. Thank you so much again for watching. Please tell me, what tips do you use to make your home look more luxe or expensive? Is there a tip that I shared that you haven't thought of before? I love hearing from you guys. And make sure to follow me on the gram, because that is where I share my ideas with you guys first. When I'm thinking of a new video, when I'm decorating my space, all of that is going to be first dibs on Instagram. Have a good day. Bye.